And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them all. Friends, Jesus' compassion for the sick was boundless. The cripple, the blind, the deaf, the mute, and even the leper. Jesus had compassion upon them, and he healed them all. It did not matter what their social standing was, what their race, their religion. This did not mean anything to him. The nobleman's son, the Canaanite woman asking only for the crumbs, whose daughter was healed, Peter's mother-in-law, the centurion's servant, they were all people who simply needed help. And Jesus was the great healer. But all his patients had one thing in common. They did not pay for his services. They believed fervently that he could do it. Healing the physical ailments was only a part of this physician's capabilities, though. Healing broken hearts, setting at liberty those who were bruised, freeing those held captive by runaway emotions. Folks, his bedside manner was one that was impeccable. Now, this is all well and good, but these things happened nearly 2,000 years ago, so let's be realistic. Where is this great healer today, in this here and now? Well, that's a good question, so let's look at this realistically. According to Bible history, he was standing with his disciples near Bethany when a cloud surrounded him and he was received up into heaven. We're told by his inspired writers that he is our mediator, making intercession for us when we stumble on our way to eternity. All we know about this wonderful physician is that which we are told by his faithful disciples. And we really don't have to believe it. We can continue on in our own way, but we need to be sure to be ready to accept whatever the consequences of our decisions are. But getting back to this good doctor, he did not leave us hanging, wondering what is next. He left us a direction to follow. If you've been to see the doctor lately, you probably noticed the procedure that he follows. First, he would diagnose your problem, and next, he gives you a prescription. And not just any prescription, but one that is designed to fill your own personal needs. Well, friends, this doctor invented that procedure. And the main ingredient in this prescription is love, mixed with generous portions of faith, understanding, patience, temperance, peace, long suffering, and goodness, administered and taken according to the directions in His Word, which He left for us. This great physician isn't through yet. That day on the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he promised to build his church, and he did that. And today we have this wonderful haven of rest created by his word, very much as was the first creation. This assembly where one can forget the woes of the world for even an hour and receive strength and encouragement to go another mile toward our goal. Another thing about this doctor is that he is available 24 hours a day, every day. Putting it all together, we must conclude that this doctor is in a class by himself. Physical ailments, while he was here, he handled them all. Today, he gives us the strength and the courage to cope with them all. For our moral and emotional shortcomings, he has all the answers for these. But still, that's not all. He is the only physician in all history who can promise a full and complete cure. He says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Friends, the best part is that this rest, while certainly applicable to the cares and burdens of this life, does not end with this life, because the ingredients that make up our prescription are those things which do not pass with this life. But still, he understands that while the medication he prescribed is enough to do the job, there are times when we, for some reason or another, fail to keep ourselves supplied with this wonderful medicine. After all, who can blame the doctor for our failure to do as he prescribes? But the doctor even has an answer for this negligence, this forgetfulness, or whatever the case may be. And friends, it's called grace. He is the only one who can administer it, and the supply is in abundance. At the beginning it was stated, "And the multitudes followed him, and he healed them all." His compassion has not diminished at all. If you haven't been there, This good doctor awaits your call as we take one step closer to Calvary. Thank you for joining us for our program today, and have a blessed day.